Hey, good morning, everybody. Out here Sunday morning on a very brisk morning. A little bit chilly, but figured I'd get on here and share a little bit with you about some things I've been thinking about. I've been talking with some friends and colleagues about, and this is the 6 factors that determine the life that you basically live. So this is how you create that life. All right, so the very first factor that all of us contain within ourselves, and this is the most important thing to be aware of, yet it's only the first step and it's the most flexible. All right, and what this first step is perception. So perception is simply the viewpoint we have of the world. This is how we see things. This perception is made up of the experiences that we have had up to this point in the world. So from the day you were born, you started experiencing things. Those experiences create your memories, all right? The memories lead into step 2. The second part of this is the belief that you have. You can call these expectations. Once you have experienced something, you create beliefs based on those experiences. So for example, if I touch something hot when I'm a child, and that's the first time I've ever touched something hot, I'm gonna burn myself, guaranteed, because I don't have any prior experience to give me the belief that when I touch this thing, it's gonna burn me. So the very first time you ever experience something, you have zero expectation going into that. You may have a preconceived expectation based on other experiences, but the first time you have a unique experience, know that your expectation should be zero. Don't set an expectation for a brand new thing, all right? Because you're not basing it off of previous experience. You're gonna base it on how it goes this time. So step 1 is a perception that's created by your experience. Step 2 is the expectation or the belief that's created from those experiences, okay? Now, when I have experience, I have a certain perception, and I've created beliefs. When I interact with a stimulus, there's an immediate instinctual reaction. We call this emotion. So when I touch the hot thing, my body has natural built-in safety mechanisms that allow me not to get burned even though my mind doesn't know about it. It automatically receives those sensory inputs, whatever you want to call it. Oh man, I'm getting burned. Sends that signal to the brain. The brain says, this is going to hurt our body, and it moves your hand for you. You move after touching the hot thing before you realize you're touching a hot thing. Mentally and consciously, okay? So that instinctual reaction, the way that you respond to stimulus, is based on your current experience up to that point and the belief and expectation that you created before going in to that situation. So the instinctual reactions, these are automatic. We don't think about these things. This is what our mind and our body does automatically based on what we've already gone through up to that point, which then leads into number 4, which is thought. Once we burn ourselves, then we're going to start thinking, oh man, what just happened? I touched this hot thing and it was hot. It burned my hand. I now have a throbbing finger and it's turning white and it hurts and all these things. And we start to analyze what happened in that situation. Now, based on that analysis, we come to a conclusion and we have a determination that, okay, based on what just happened and what I have thought about this thing, I'm going to make a choice. So choice is number 5. We choose based on the expectation, the belief, the analysis, all that stuff, and we make a choice. These are the things that are going to happen. And then 5 is leading into number 6, which is the actual action you take. So the things that you do in response to the stimulus that you see over and over and over and over is based on these 6 factors. It starts with your expectation, which develops your belief, which triggers emotional responses, which forces you to think about how you want to choose and corresponding action that follows up those choices. So there's nothing in our life that is randomly done. Almost nothing, okay? There's stuff that happens to us that's random, that we don't control those interactions and those experiences. Excuse me. But when we make actions happen, it's because we have chosen to do those actions. So the life that you're currently living right now, first of all, know that's your choosing. You chose to have the experiences and create the beliefs and the emotional responses and the thought patterns, and those create the choices that determine how you act. So if you are not currently happy with what you're doing in your life, do not blame anyone else. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. You have to accept responsibility for the choices that you make in your life. That's what determines what you experience every single day. Nobody can eat for you. Nobody can move for you. Nobody can sleep for you. Nobody can think for you, work for you, do anything for you, except give you advice, ideas, motivation, okay? But it's on you to make the choice and take the action that will change whatever your current situation is. So if you're not happy, realize what happened up to today does not determine where you're going to be tomorrow or in a year or 10 years or whatever. Every single moment that you're alive, that you're aware of yourself and the things that you're doing and the environment that you're in, bring yourself back to that. Go through this process and make a conscious choice to have a different action. Because whatever you're experiencing right now is accumulation of the things you did up to this point. That's what our life turns out to be. Our previous decisions create the life we have now. So if you want a different life tomorrow or next week or next month or whatever, you have to start in this moment that we're in right now, that you're consciously aware that I have the power to control my choices, my actions, which determine the results that I receive in my life. Now, guys, I know this is really deep. It seems like a lot to concept, but really, it's basic. You're in control of your world. Do the things that you know are going to help you. Go for a walk, drink water, get enough sleep, be nice to people, don't stress. Do the things that you know you need to get done so that you can actually live the life that you want to live. Now, if you are living the life that you want to live and you're happy with where you're at, first of all, that's awesome. Secondly, know that you already have been doing this. You've been aware of the previous experiences you've had. You realize the expectation that creates. You've gone through the emotional responses. You've concept analyzed. You've done all those things that have allowed you to make correct choices, to decide correctly every day. I'm going to do the things that I need to do. Not everything I want to do. It's not how life works. We got to do stuff we don't want to do. But if you want things to happen on a bigger scale and for a better purpose, you got to do the things that you know you need to do. And it's all on you. You get the choice. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got a couple people here, Lori and Nicole. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you have questions on this, leave me a comment. I'd love to have a little bit of chat on where you're at with this process. If this is like monumentally mind-blowing, you've never heard this concept before, let me know. Hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment. I'd love to be able to chat with you and help you move forward in your world towards something better than what you're currently experiencing. And if you've got some awesome stuff that helps you live life and win, put that in the comments. Share that with the people who are really struggling. Most people are. Most people are not happy with their lives. They don't love where they are, and they're unsatisfied, and they really would love to figure out what are the hacks, what are the things that allow you to be successful where I feel like I'm struggling every single day. all right? Don't be that person that sits there and struggles, and don't be that person that holds back the information that could help someone else. So leave me a comment either way. Let me know where you're at in this process, and we'll see you guys in the next video.